Hi, Neil.
Hey, Ryan.
How are you doing?
I'm great. It's great to see you here.
I am so excited to have. It's been too long since we've broken bread together.
Yeah, I think just about 7 months actually.
Yes.
Hey,
And we're having dinner together.
The title of our show is here, and so are we. And Ryan, this is our first dinner together. Is that accurate, or near enough?
I feel like a proper. I feel like we've had like a shared a slice of pizza or something. Something where it was like, not it was like more necessity than pleasure.
Sure. But yeah, this is the first time we've like planned to have dinner together, and I think it's great that we've invited a friend along in case things get dull between us.
Yes. I mean, I can't imagine they would, but it's good to just take those precautions.
It's true.
Can you call it a dinner party with two people?
That's a great question that I think we probably should have worked out before we did the show live.
Yeah.
But I think a party needs three people. Yeah.
Three people.
Otherwise, you're just having dinner together.
Right. It's like three's a crowd, right?
Yeah.
And you want a crowd for a party.
Right. Exactly. Do you mind if I start
aren't always bad.
drinking? By the way, I brought a beer for myself, and cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
Opera. I'm celebrating Oktoberfest.
Oh, if we're doing plugs for companies that haven't done anything for us,
not local at all.
I'm drinking some quasi-local Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA.
Yeah, nice.
Which funny story, Ryan, you'll appreciate this. I was having like a socially distanced dinner with some friends a couple weeks ago, and one of them brought a 6-pack of 60-minute IPA, specifically the pack this bottle came from. And at the end of the night, we hadn't finished them all. And he said, somebody has to take this beer. And we all said, you bought it. You can take it home. It's not a big deal. We're not hard up for beer ourselves. And he said, no, you don't understand. My wife can't know that I bought this beer.
Oh.
He's not supposed to be spending much time in grocery stores, apparently, despite masks and things. And he said, I understand that it shouldn't be a big deal, but somebody else needs to take this away. And so this is one of my secret beers.
But when you outed that person.
No, of the people involved, I don't think anybody can put together the clues based on what I described. Secret beer indeed, Amanda.
Secret beer.
Oh, this is fun. We've got you attending the show.
Yeah,
not just Ryan and me having dinner together.
Yeah. So the question of the hour, I would say, is what did you make for dinner?
Oh,
so we can't have the same meal.
Right. Well, I was going to wait until our guest arrived.
I thought we would do it and then they would do it, and we just didn't talk about it. But
we didn't cover this.
I'm fine with waiting. I'm getting hungry.
All right. I was going to address our adoring fans real quick, which is, folks, you can comment on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, wherever you're watching this, and we would love to hear from you. Thanks also to Fridge in New York for hosting this dinner party. It meant that Ryan didn't have to host at his house and I didn't have to host at my house.
Yeah. And other people can watch it.
Exactly. So, Ryan, I believe our guest is ready to come on.
Ooh, yeah, I think so. There she is.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's Molly.
Hey, Molly.
Hello.
We're going to put you in the middle so that everyone's focusing right at you.
Oh, good. That's
perfect.
How I like my dinner parties. It's it's in my rider for dinner parties.
That's right. So this is Molly Scullion. I'm not going to read her bio because I don't have it right in front of me. But Molly is a performer, creator based in Chicago these days. And Molly, I haven't seen you in person or on something like this in quite some time.
Yeah. I can't even remember.
No.
But
No.
yeah.
Pretty excited.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for making time. We know that it's an hour earlier than where it is here. So making sure that the time difference is lined up with all talking, you were really on top of it. And I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Molly, is this early for you to have dinner, or are you like a pre-Jeopardy dinner eater?
I would say I grew up a late dinner eater, and I've kept that going. So I would say typically I eat between 7 and 8 at some point in there. So not crazy. I don't think that's crazy late, but compared to other people, I know I feel like I'm often eating dinner after everyone else.
Sure.
But so this is just about right on schedule. It's just a little earlier, a smidge earlier.
All right.
It's perfect for the holiday weekend. I'll bend the rules.
Yeah.
My arbitrary rules.
Yeah.
Thank you for making an exception at this point and not
pleasure.
springing this on us in the middle of we're like, I'm not eating now. Exactly. How dare you ask me to start eating now at this hour?
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate. I'm gonna bring out my food. Hope everybody has things on hand.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now this is where the Zoom aspect of this gets a little funny. I've got some nice tomato sandwiches, nice heirloom tomatoes on some sesame milk bread. The heirloom tomatoes come courtesy of my mother-in-law, Marilyn. Thank you, Marilyn. And the bread is from Lost Bread Company here in Philly.
Ooh.
So
nice.
Yeah, mildly fancy.
Yeah. I'll go next if I think Mom, you have to go last because you're the guest because you're special.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I made myself an Italian hoagie.
Oh.
I got some chips. I did not make the chips. This is courtesy of Giant food stores. I did.
Giant. They let you have it for free.
Yeah, I just went in and said I got a show tonight.
You may have heard of me. I'm Ryaneil Barlow.
Yeah. The Giant, it was like the grocery store was just like a rummage sale because everyone just bought stuff for Labor Day and everything I need. And, they have plenty of cold cuts, obviously, but like the bread was a little bit like I didn't get like the nice Amoroso roll. I got the Giant roll, which is kind of already fallen apart. So I can't wait for everyone to start seeing me eat this.
Well, thanks for planning ahead for this, Ryan. Really appreciate the commitment to the show, to shopping in the middle of the weekend.
Fresh ingredients, man.
Yeah. Molly, how about you?
I have a little smattering of stuff. I don't know if I'm showing it well. I got some leftover roasted potatoes, and then I threw some peppers and chicken on the grill, and I made a little sauce to go with it.
What kind of sauce you got there?
It's like a chipotle lime sauce. Really yummy.
What's the base?
It would be a homemade mayo, so it's an egg and oil base. Yeah, pretty wild.
I'm impressed.
I'm also impressed considering the amount of effort that Ryan and I seem to have put in.
Yeah, I really, as you guys were sharing, I was like, this is nice, but I really want a sandwich now. So I might be having a second dinner during my normal dinner time after this, and it's going to be a sandwich. So
the fun of the show, it's a virtual dinner, and then you can have a real dinner afterwards.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Kelsey. I love grilling. Grilling is my absolute go-to. I would grill. I grill probably a gas. And I probably grill 5 times a week at least. Yeah. Wow. During like spring, summer, fall for sure. And then in the winter, I usually still grill at least probably twice a week.
Are you like umbrella grilling, flipping
oh, yeah.
on the
Yeah. I'm a big fan of grilled of a little char, I think. So I enjoy grilling. I think I also just like a bigger surface. Being able to and less dishes. Put them all on the grill.
That's a great point.
I don't know. It feels really easy to me.
Yeah. I love it. What are your sort of go-to grills? What are your out of those 5? What are the staples?
I would say I go for. I've really recently have been doing a lot of flank steak for tacos, grilled flank steak with like a homemade slaw on a taco. That's been really good. And then recently I've been doing a lot of lemon pepper pork chops, which has been really good. So that, and then I have like a lot of chicken rotating through with different stuff on it to mix it up. But Yeah. So
Yeah.
those are my heavy hitters right now.
Molly, as I think you know, we've got some questions that we're interested in running by you. Hashtag my dinner with Molly. I like that.
We've already replaced ourselves.
Yeah, this internet thing is very fun. Molly, what would you say is like one of the best dinner parties that you've ever been to, or what's your kind of ideal dinner party if you don't think you've been to one that's quite so exciting?
Yeah. I was thinking about it, and it feels cliche to say, but honestly, last Thanksgiving was really solid. So I stayed in Chicago, and there were about 10 of us who weren't going home to see our families, so we all just did a like Friendsgiving. But we did it like to the nines. Meredith Weir, that I know you two know, she's of Philly now in Chicago. Friend of the show, Meredith Weir. She made like an Excel spreadsheet for the night, like a month in advance, and everybody had assigned parts. It was my ideal level of organization for a dinner party that I thoroughly enjoyed.
No dinner table like a pivot table, I've always said.
Yeah.
Maybe the pivot table joke. I was ready to make a pivot table joke. You came out swinging, and yours was better. I don't even remember what mine was. Which was so
well, we'll make a pivot table joke on every show that we have. How about that?
Yeah.
That's our promise to the viewers at home.
Yes.
I love it.
Wait, so what was your role in that, Molly?
The big one that I had was the mashed potatoes, which I'm very particular about. I do not agree with instant mashed potatoes. Not that they can't serve in other places, but I think on Thanksgiving, the mashed potatoes deserve to be homemade.
Okay.
And so I did that, kept them warm in a crock pot. And then I did, this is one of my favorite appetizers. It's so easy. It's bruschetta, but it's a cranberry pomegranate bruschetta.
Ooh.
So it's like cranberry, pomegranate, and basil together. You put a little cream cheese on the baguette, the bruschetta on top, and it's so good. It's like, I recommend it. That's my gift to the show. It's real good. So
I think we hadn't realized that we could end up with like a cookbook of this once we've done it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Pretty big. Cool.
So like the food was good, but what was the vibe? Like, because it's not just great food,
right?
What was the mood? What were some of the bits? What was going on? Where it really
decor?
Decor was great. They really made it a cozy atmosphere. It felt very fall. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate it. It felt very fall. Very like immediately they had some good candles going. Just a good vibe, and it was a nice balance. I feel like of smaller conversations and big group conversations. I feel like can be hard to master in the dinner party, right? It's like can sometimes lean too heavily one or the other, but I felt like it was like, I had some nice one-on-one with these couple people who I don't know as well, but then we also had like fun around the table conversations. So it was great.
Yeah, and 10 is a great size for that, I think. Too.
Yeah,
you can really kind of balance that whole table conversation and some more intimate ones.
11, forget it.
Get out.
Get out. Why are you here? Did you have to do like the multi-table, like okay, we have like 3 card tables like next to each other, and then there's the round table at the end?
I believe it was 2. Yeah, it was 2 tables together. Strategically borrowed from somewhere. They had a connection to like a nice big long sturdy plastic table, like one of like the white ones that like fold up, those ones. So it was 2 of those together to create kind of like a square situation, which was nice. And then their actual kitchen table was used as the like buffet area. It was well done, and they had a smaller apartment at the time. I was really impressed. Everybody felt comfortable, had your own space. It was it was really well done. So
on the topic of food, Molly, I know you have an interesting job life these days, and I honestly don't actually know much about it, kind of other than your affiliation. What are you up to? Professional.
Yes, professionally, I work for No Crumbs Left, which is a food blogger, or a food blog rather. Terry Turner is the actual blogger. So she's very popular on Instagram. You can check her out at No Crumbs Left.
Love it.
So she has she has a blog, she has a cookbook, a podcast, all of this stuff, and then also an entire pottery line, which actually this is from. Plug.
Hey, nice.
This little guy.
It's got the spout. The spout seems crucial.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really nice. So she has a really good marinated onions recipe that is very simple, but it's so good. I highly recommend looking it up. And she developed a piece of pottery, a bowl around it, a ceramic bowl. And then people loved it, wanted to buy it, and it just slowly became now this huge line of pottery. So I run that online shop and then do some other odds and ends on the techie side of things typically. So it's very interesting. It's really fun. It's so bizarre, I think. Like it's weird that it's a job
Understood.
that can can exist.
In there.
But
Was it?
But it's cool.
Just like, did you know somebody, like, get interested in it, or were you just
curious.
just on Indeed and you're like, oh, that sounds good?
I know, right? I used to do Whole30s every now and again, and so I followed a ton of food bloggers, her being one of them. She's like a Whole30 queen. And if anyone doesn't know, it's like a reset lifestyle change, not a diet. Okay. Yeah. Okay. To be clear. But anyway, so I followed her because of that. And she just happened to post that she was looking for somebody. And it happened to be like 3 months after I moved to Chicago. And I was like, well, I feel like I was looking for a new job. I was hitting a lot of dead ends. I was like, I feel like this means I have to reach out. I ended up like meeting her the next day, meeting her director of operations the following, doing like a trial day the following day, and then retired. So it was like a very whirlwind 3 days to be where I am now.
And she's based in Chicago. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, actually right down the road. It's like a 10-minute walk for me to work. Yeah.
Very cool.
Pretty excellent. So yeah, it's been a bizarre journey to get here, but happy to be here. So cool. Yeah. And I get a lot of great food out of it. Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
So we, obviously we did the research and we're checking out the blog, and we're wondering how often there's your hands.
Very infrequently, actually. I know they're hers because she gets them done every week so that they're ready for stories and posts. Yeah. Exactly, quite literally. But so very rarely, unless there's some like big group shot where everybody's like taking something from a platter, odds are my hand is somewhere in there. But otherwise it's all her with the hands.
Maybe we can pull up one of those posts. Amanda, do you have graphics?
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Our faces are drawn, but that's okay. Molly, in a post like this, hi Ryan. What role did you have other than liking it on Instagram?
That is the biggest role. So a little known secret about this is that actually, if that was from June, she probably reshot it at her cabin. So that was when we were still all working remote. So I have to give her props for that post completely. Odds are is she remade that recipe, and just set up that photo and took it herself. Although it might have been taken by somebody else. I forget if she made credit, but typically in a non-pandemic-y time, I would potentially help give feedback on photos and like probably be holding a fill card to help them get a good shot. But yeah.
All right. Oh, this is a new arrangement for us. I love the technology.
I like this.
Now you can see us.
Yeah. But so it's a group effort all around. And I mean, every single one of her photos is taken on an iPhone. It's like
no kidding.
Yeah. Which is part of like her brand. She's like, I want to keep everything accessible. I want to make food look good and all of that. But ultimately, it's like I'm not trying to make it look like it's impossible to make or it's impossible to recreate. So so things happen very quickly. And then sometimes I'll ghost write for her.
Ooh.
But I guess not so ghostly anymore. Everyone here knows. So.
Right. Well, we did see, and I don't remember if we grabbed that one or not, but we did see one where you did kind of call out like, oh, hey, this is Molly here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you have like a voice inside the brand where you're like, oh, and this is Molly, like the fun sidekick or the, you know?
Yeah. But so this week was an unusual one where she took a break from posting, which is the first time she's done that since she started the blog in 2015. So so she decided actually while on her vacation, she was like, I want everybody to post, like all the people like in the No Crumbs Left family. So I wrote that post, and it was very weird. It was like because I don't really have a voice within the brand, it was like I kept starting to write it and I was like, no, you're writing like her. You're writing it in her voice. Like, how does Molly write? How does Molly do anything?
Who is Molly?
Yeah. Yes. So that was like a shockingly hard because I don't typically have to write anything. Occasionally I certainly communicate with people all the time. Oh yeah, this is me.
There we go.
Such a good dish. It's so yummy. I highly recommend it.
Wait, you say again what this is? I can't read that on my screen at this moment.
It's smashed potatoes with a macadamia nut pesto. Really good.
Oh.
And Whole30. So but so it was really fun to be able to write in my voice on the page, because occasionally she'll do like a story here or there where I'll be in it and be myself, obviously, but most typically I'm writing in No Crumbs Left voice. Got it.
Oh, Robert Tackle is late to the party. We can do a. Oh goodness! Now the commenters are fighting.
Oh no!
I have tomatoes. I have heirloom tomato sandwiches on sesame milk bread toast.
Italian hoagie that I made myself, and then I've got salt and pepper chips, which like I don't know.
I wondered if you had something on the side there.
Yeah, because like with the. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love salt chips.
Sure.
And I think that's like my normal go-to. But like salt and pepper chips, I feel like just add that extra little kick every now and again. It's like you don't want it all the time, but you want it some of the time.
Mm-hmm. What brand are you working with there for those salt and pepper chips? You know?
Geez, I threw out the bag. Something. I'll find it. It would be. I don't. You know, the next time you flash up an image or something, I'll run out and I'll go find it.
All right. And Molly, you run through for Robert what you have?
Yeah, I got some roasted potatoes, grilled peppers, and grilled chicken with a little dipping sauce. I made up.
So, how much is like when you're, do you contribute recipes at all, or are you? Thank you, Noah.
Great question.
Yeah. So are you sitting around and you're like, you know what? I just made this thing. It was delicious. It was easy to do. Let's put it in there. Come on, let's do it.
You know what? I haven't done that like with a full-on recipe. I mean, we have like meetings where we talk through stuff. So I'll give my thoughts or share what I've done before myself. So like elements of my ideas have certainly shown up, but I've never like for like this sauce. Like I never said like, oh, look at this thing that I have. Like I've never taken a fully fledged or fully finished idea to her.
Right.
Well, maybe Terry's watching now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Terry, you're here. Oh man, she'd be so proud of this promo. She'd love it.
I think it is an unconventional promo for all right, we're gonna talk about this food blogger through this theater, and also it's on the internet, and also Ryan's here.
Yeah. I haven't even plugged my stuff yet.
No.
Yeah, what bloggers are you guys promoting tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still there's some websites I need to make, and I need to tweet. I as Neil pointed out to me when we were promoting the show, I've only tweeted twice.
Ryan T. Barlow has 2 tweets to his name.
2 tweets. And literally, the second of those two tweets was right after Donald Trump won the presidency. I tweeted at Barack Obama to say that he should resign to let Joe Biden be president, just for like a few weeks, just so we're just kind of like a nice little buffer between Obama and Trump. Like I just thought it would be kind of a nice thing, and it'd be a nice gesture to Joe. But now it's he's trying it on his own, so I just respect he's trying to earn it on.
Tweets don't always age well, it turns out.
Yeah.
Molly, outside of like the work world, what are you keeping busy with? TVs, movies, stuff? Anything cool?
The arts.
I'd say the biggest thing is some TV. So my household had just finished today the most recent season of Below Deck. We binged all of the seasons of Below Deck, the Bravo TV show about yachting. And yeah, we just wrapped up the most recent season today, and I've thoroughly enjoyed that show. I've always been a big Bravo person. I love Real Housewives, Vanderpump Rules, all these different things, but I never got into Below Deck, and I don't know why I didn't, but it's been a treat of quarantine to indulge. So yeah, real high quality kind of stuff over here.
Below Deck is like a perfect kind of candy television. It's satisfying. It's not totally soul affirming, but like it's very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I've had my days with it.
So good.
Yeah, my coworkers were like obsessed with it, and it was just like, oh, you're such a so-and-so, and they're like, okay,
all right.
Yeah. But you don't never see the rich people who actually have the yachts, right?
Not who own them, but the people, like you see the guests who rent the yachts for those charters that they do. So they're a real big part of it.
Right. It's all about what's going on below deck.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. But no, you see the people who are, think of it like they're like the Airbnb guests of the yacht.
Right.
Well, we're here for 2 days. We want 45 parties a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like Downton Abbey where you're like, oh, now we're seeing upstairs, now we're seeing downstairs. No. That kind of a thing.
Not quite. Ryan, you should give it a shot. I think you'd really enjoy it.
It's just the right amount of drama and boat stuff. That's what we say. It's a really fun balance.
Like none of the shows I have enough boat stuff. It's all drama.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta pepper in some
boat drama, but what do we know about boats?
Right.
Not enough.
I feel like it shows enough of their real high stakes lives of like it's still a boat, there's still deep water out there.
Does that become like that would be like, is that like a fun, you're like, oh man, we're out in open water, like what's gonna happen? Is there like a horror edge to it at all?
Occasionally.
Yeah, a little bit. But that's a delight. That's been my go-to. And I also just recently finished for the first time New Girl. I had never watched that before. I
watched New Girl when it first came out. My wife and I were watching it. We loved it. Around season 3, it just got too sitcom-y and we gave up. And then everyone's like, no, it got better. So now we've been watching it again, and now we're like, oh, it did get better. We should have stuck around.
Yeah, I agree. It took that little dip, and I was like, oh, where are we headed? Where are we going?
Yeah.
But wow, I was amazed. I had no idea that a Fox sitcom would have that quality to it. So that's been a real treat.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think because too it was like we were watching the show and it was like, why are they doing this thing? Oh, because they're in a sitcom. There was no motivation for it. And also they were underusing Winston. It was like Winston was in a sillier plot, and I was like, what? And I haven't seen the end of it, all right, but I think Jess and Winston should have gotten together. That made the most sense to me as a pairing. Whenever they were on screen, it was magical. I was like, let's make that happen. Come on, Fox.
That's a true statement from my wife right there. Yeah,
that is the best.
Just trying to figure out how to describe that. It was a strange little Airbnb where they didn't have terrestrial television. They didn't have a regular smart TV setup. They had some platform that was a mix of, it was thousands of channels, some of which were Fortnite streams, some of which were just dog videos on loop, and then there was one that was just like Below Deck, something like that. I've been trying to find that TV platform again, and it's not Pluto, but my friend in the business tells me there's a whole lot of weird streaming-ish platforms like this.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard about that because it's like with like.
Hi, Marilyn.
Is that Neil? Is that your mother-in-law?
It's my mother-in-law. Yeah.
Aww.
Thanks for the tomatoes.
Aww. Yeah, it's like Pluto. Where like I was like reading about it the other day. It was like they have a channel that just streams old episodes of Jerry Springer, and I was like, I probably could get down with that. Like because it's like you never just watch TV anymore. You're like you have to have a game plan going in.
Yeah.
It used to be great. You just turn on TV, hope for the best. You end up watching God knows what, but it was fun.
Pluto is a weird uncanny valley of live TV where you're like, this is not what television has ever been, and yet it's what I want it to be. It's just like that old South Park channel.
Yeah, and they do have that. They have that like TV guide channel where it just scrolls all of the, and you're like, God, kids today.
Molly, we are barreling right along, and we got another question for you as our guest.
Okay.
I'll put it this way: has anything interesting happened to you lately? Any interesting anecdotes that are not
that you like pre-prepared for the show?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Just before the show, no, I was thinking long and hard about this, and I think the most exciting thing that I can think of is we moved in June, and a couple of weeks ago, my dog Turkey and I were walking down the street, who was right here watching me eat this dinner like a hawk. And we were walking down the street, and like 3 doors down, there was a neighbor outside with her dog, and she has like a fenced-in front yard. So the dog like came to the fence, and all of a sudden she started calling Turkey, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we are neighbors with another turkey dog."
In like the whole world.
Yeah, I've never met other dogs named Turkey other than yours.
I know. So, I mean, I don't know if that counts, but it was the most exciting, thrilling feeling I've had in a long time.
I like that a lot. I'm going to be thinking
Yeah.
about that one for months, honestly.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, right. Jeez, I don't know why you didn't leave with that.
I tried to I couldn't even properly address it with the neighbor. Like I tried to, because Turkey wouldn't come because he was hearing his name being called, and so I like through my mask was like, sorry, he's a turkey too, and I don't think she understood what I was saying. She just said, she was like, oh, so I was like, either you didn't understand the words I said, or you just are, moving on with your life. But I was like, because if you understood that I was telling you my dog was also named Turkey, there's no way we wouldn't have had, or you wouldn't have had a more surprised reaction, right?
Yeah. Right. You would at least like become connected on LinkedIn or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least like, I'll see you around, or like, there's ways to address this that aren't like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
Nod.
It was pretty wild. So.
I like that. Oh man, I really will be thinking about that for much longer than I should admit.
I will say that I've met Turkey because I hopped into a show you were doing, and I was hanging out backstage when I was playing the trumpet for
the decoy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. And so I'm like sitting there, and Turkey just comes right up to me and is just like sitting next to me, and everyone in the cast was so furious that Turkey wasn't getting them any attention. And I was like, "Nice dog." That's how you know I'm a good guy.
It's true. He is. He really will pick somebody. Oh boy. I feel like I have to give the people what they want.
Yeah, I mean, at this point.
Come here. Come over my shoulder.
Oh, there's a good boy. Well, hello, Turkey.
Can you say hi? I'm going to hold it right here so he looks right at the camera. Can you say hi? Be a little more personable.
Oh.
I had a turkey. man,
I gotta
would love
say,
that too.
I do love live comments on internet shows. This is something that
A thrill.
before time shows didn't really have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like it on this platform.
Our last thing for this segment is, let's get controversial. What is a very low stakes, unpopular opinion that you have? Maybe it's something you've revealed to people before. Maybe it's something that you've thought about a lot with someone.
Yeah.
I think for me it's I don't know if this is how controversial, but I don't like flip flops. I don't
Really?
I don't
Under no
do
circumstance.
not. Unless you are walking,
others.
especially on myself, but depending on the circumstance, others too. Like I won't like dwell on it, but I'll notice it. Unless I am walking onto the beach, like actively.
The only scenario.
That's the only place I will do it. I do not like them. I can sandals, okay, sure, wear your sandals, but flip flops.
Is it the lack of a strap? Like, is it? Because what about like a claw or a mule? Those are those correct shoe terms that don't have heels. Is that accurate?
Brian.
I think those are fine. I think so. For me, it's really toes are not something I ever need to see. For one, but if I do have to see them, I don't want to also feel like your whole foot is out. Like to me, it's like you might as well just be barefoot. Like
Gotcha. Okay.
What is that? What is it doing for you? Like I just that's where
that's fair.
I don't get it. I don't get it. So
cool. Love that.
I respect it. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's also it's an insecurity of mine. I can tie this back to myself. I mean, I have size 12 feet. They're not the daintiest little things you'll ever come across. So I have never liked them on myself, and now I just projected onto everyone that that nobody should be allowed if I cannot.
If I can't, right?
Yeah.
I've always said that. Yeah.
That's mine.
Cool. Well, this concludes the kind of interviewee portion. And Ryan, do we have a game prepared?
Yes, we do have a game prepared.
Game of sorts.
It's like you have a party game, and Neil and I thought really hard about this. It's originally like sort of it's a 3-person game, where it's kind of it's going to become sort of a rapid fire thing once we get going. But, the first couple of times it's very, sort of like what's the thing with the.
Whoa!
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh,
hi, Kristen.
Hi, Kristen.
You're muted.
Kristen, you have to unmute yourself, friend.
Neil,
Hey, what's up? What?
Oh,
I thought we were meeting. I'm trying to offload some of these size 12 flip flops.
Oh gosh. Kristen, the time zone thing has gotten us mixed up again.
Okay, well, are you still chartering my yacht or what?
Yes. None of the donations for the show are going to any yachts, but Kristen Shear is here. That's
Yay! Hi, Molly. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Kristen.
I'm sorry if did I interrupt something?
I mean, we're gonna just.
I was just gonna make some smashed potatoes with a macadamia nut pesto.
whoa!
So if you need me to, I can simmer down if you need me to.
It would be rude for us to kick you out, obviously. So
you're here now.
Yeah.
Great.
So so Molly, we're just gonna do a word association kind of a thing. I'm gonna say a word. You're gonna say like the first thing that comes to your head, and then like we'll hop down to Neil, and then we'll kind of bounce around a little. Oh, and Kristen you can jump in too.
Can I?
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, if it's too much, I can just be real quiet here. You guys play your 3-person word association. No.
Well,
it's fine. What are you drink? What are you drinking?
yeah, what do you got there?
I'm drinking some tea. This is my favorite tea. It's a Portland breakfast tea, even though it's not morning time here.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
oh, that's right.
it.
You're in Portland.
Yeah, I'm in Portland. And Molly's in Chicago, and you guys are still on the East Coast in Philly. Is that
correct?
the case?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Very good. It's exciting. I can't keep track of all the time zones or time.
No,
Or that.
Mhm.
that's accurate. Yes. Yeah. Luckily, they haven't changed the number of time zones, but they've clearly changed the number of months in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Molly, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see you too, Ryan and Neil. I'm excited. I'm excited to surprise Molly.
This is so great. What a twist.
What a
What?
twist.
Yes, this is now.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got the word associate. Sorry, just worked on this a little bit. I don't mean to. Kristen, I love having you here. It's been great. I haven't seen you in forever.
I will be very quiet. Be very quiet.
Right.
Okay. Fantastic.
Great.
Okay, Molly. So I'm going to say a word, first thing that comes to your head, and then Neil's going to say the first thing that comes to his head, and then we're going to kind of see how it all pairs together there.
Yeah.
So the first word was. Sorry, let me get my. Okay, the first word was flip flop, so we're going to just skip that. We're going to skip that one.
Okay.
Okay. The second word was cheddar.
Cheese.
Pancake.
Cheese pancake. What? Neil?
Mind wants what the mind wants, Barlow.
Like a ricotta pancake thing, or
I don't know.
sorry. Okay.
Pancake is a very broad term.
Okay.
I don't judge you where your mind goes.
Sorry. Okay. Neil, now you have. Sorry, Kristen. You can do pancake. Please go ahead.
Syrup. I love syrup.
and then I would say waffle. Like syrup waffle is sort of that connection. So we stayed in food, but sometimes you kind of go a little further out. So the next one is bottle cap.
Candy.
Shopping.
Money.
Green. So a green bottle cap is an adjective that describes that thing. That was a good connection there.
There we go.
Good job, everybody.
All right.
All right, Neil. I think Neil. I did send you a list. If you want to, you can take a turn.
You sent me a list of things?
I think it was in the Facebook chat.
Oh, I see. I don't know about that, actually. I'm not sure that actually happened.
Sorry.
I know.
I'm going to be honest. We didn't spend as much time on this game as I would have liked. To be honest. It was not.
I may have spent more time on my tomato slicing than on our game mechanic.
I didn't get to call this out earlier, but I used a mandolin slicer for all the vegetables for my sandwich, which was great. If you have a mandolin slicer, they change your life.
Yeah.
So Neil, does this mean that you're not going to charter my yacht?
We'll see where tomorrow goes.
Neil, do you have yacht money?
I mean, depends on how much people are donating to Frigid New York tonight on Venmo.
That was a nice
Ooh,
segue.
get it in.
There we go.
Get it in.
Our tech Amanda is on point this evening, and I'm so appreciative of Amanda.
Yes.
Her work. Kristen, we'll see about that. But Ryan, it might be time for our nightcap with Molly.
Oh, you want to do? We're going for the nightcap.
I think it might be nightcap time.
Okay, Kristen, do you have? I don't know if you're. I don't know what it's like. What must be like 5 there? It's after 5, right? So
It's a little bit after 5, and so the statement it's 5 o'clock somewhere applies
Applies to
because
here. You could. Do you mind grabbing a beverage?
Yeah. Do you have any?
Yes.
Oh, you have your tea.
I do. I have my tea.
Nice.
And I sometimes like to enjoy alcohol in my tea, but this tea, it's a little early right now for me for some alcohol. So this tea is just straight up tea, no lemon, no honey. But it's really good. So I have my beverage on hand.
So what booze would you put in your tea?
I'm a fan sometimes of just very, very small amounts of whiskey.
Microdosing whiskey.
Yeah, like a little bit of Jameson, maybe SoCo, to get real scratchy.
Breakfast tea.
Wow.
Yeah,
or Jack and ginger. But I don't know if I've ever paired Jack with tea.
They have ginger tea. I mean, you can get ginger tea.
That's true.
Good,
Jack and ginger tea.
Good call.
Yeah.
Wild turkey.
Oh, turkey.
That's a callback. That's a callback to dog. Turkey is not with us right now.
Yeah. He's somewhere. He's somewhere
Yeah.
dreaming about all the possibilities. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Ryan, what are you drinking, man?
I forgot to get my glass of wine, so I still have my beer because I didn't finish it. And I'm one of those people where like I have to finish the beer first. And I mean, I thought I was going to get through the beer in the whole show, but like now I feel like I can't start a new drink. I'm sorry. I will. I have something set up. I could go get it.
Why don't you go get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go get it.
I'll get it.
Commit to the bit.
Molly, you really have to send me the recipe for those smashed potatoes and macadamia nut pesto because it looks super good.
Yeah.
It is.
If nothing else,
So
this
easy.
show has turned a lot of people onto the idea of macadamias in their pesto.
Do it.
Probably some other stuff.
Don't give them to dogs, but
Say
do
no.
it. Macadamias, no good for dogs. I don't know why, but I just know it's on the no list. So
All right,
Yeah.
turkey. Don't eat the macadamia pesto, buddy.
No turkey. And I can't believe there were 2 dogs named Turkey.
That's
I
wild.
How in the world?
and here's the crazy thing: I have not seen that dog again since then.
I wonder. There's got to be a 3rd turkey. I think. Here's the connection I'm making in my mind: is that when you do bowling and you get 3 strikes in a row, that's a turkey. So there's. I don't know what that means. I'm leaving that there. Just for.
That's
I'm
great.
gonna find this other turkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys were talking also about Downton Abbey earlier, and I have just begun not just begun. I've my journey with Downton Abbey, and I'm on season 4 now, so I'm a pretty good way in because I'm watching it a lot, and I love it. I love Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
That's fine. Sorry, Kristen was on my other show, People of Interest, many years ago when it was live and in person, and her character was a dowager countess who was on Dowager Countess's Gone Wild.
Yes,
that's fine. It's funny that this has this full circle effect that I had to call it out, even though it's really only going to entertain myself and Kristen.
It's true. It's true.
How often do you get to use the phrase "Dowager Countess has gone wild"?
Yeah.
No.
Not often enough.
4 times now. That's it.
Yeah. We didn't really talk about it during this.
Yeah.
Okay, I got my beverage.
Yeah.
Great.
This is port wine. I got a tawny port. Which is like I always would like read about how like, oh, we're gonna go to the drawing room and have port, and I was like, what's up with that? So I got some, and it's really good, like a tawny port. And so I was like, let me look up what the best ones are, and they're all like $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah,
but you can find some pretty good ones for like $25. So yeah, if you search like cheap port wine, it actually gives you a pretty good list. Total Wines has like a whole thing on affordable port wines. I prefer the tawny to the ruby, but the ruby's like a little sweeter. The tawny is a more fuller body.
Tastes. And speaking of tawny things, this is some Manitawny Stillworks bourbon that I'm going to have a little bit of.
Woohoo!
No.
Nice.
Berks County, PA, I believe.
What you got there, Mom?
Oh yeah,
I also,
sorry.
yeah, I have a Manhattan.
Oh.
Ooh.
Pretty wild.
Doing it.
In Chicago. All right.
Are you like I need a maraschino cherry in my Manhattan kind of like you need like to put something in there? Like straight.
No. I mean, I would. I'm not against it, but I don't keep them on hand for my Manhattans.
Sure.
Help me out. What exactly is in a Manhattan again? I forget.
Whiskey. Some people say bourbon. Some people say not. If you ask my grandfather, he would say absolutely not,
Really?
which
I
is
thought it was
surprising. But
exclusively bourbon.
I know, right? But according to him, it is Canadian Club. So that's how he has it. He's 93, and that's how he has it.
Shouldn't that be like a Toronto? Like, wouldn't that be like
in Ottawa?
I don't know.
Winnipeg?
But it's that and sweet vermouth and typically a dash of or 2 dashes of bitters, which I learned recently that it's called a Manhattan because it's 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, and 2 dashes of bitters. So it's a 2-1-2.
Oh, the
2-1-2.
Aries.
Really,
Ew.
it really blew my mind.
Nice.
I would never piece that together.
I heard it. I heard it from someone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You just got a wow from the viewing audience.
Wow.
thank you.
If I can learn a fun fact over the course of a dinner party, that's a dinner party well done. In my
Great
opinion.
time. Yeah. Yeah. Ryan, you want to take the lead on this little business here?
Are we doing cheers?
Oh, cheers. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
But I wanted you to make a toast, Ryan. But
sorry.
I was gonna.
I'd like to thank everybody who's here, even if they weren't invited, and to everyone who took it upon themselves to watch this silly little show of ours. You're the ones that are making the magic happen, and we're doing this all for you. And we love you. God bless. Salute.
God bless.
Cheers.
Nice.
Nice.
Man,
Nice.
Lovely.
this
Oh,
was,
yeah.
this was really lovely.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned the hashtag at all this evening, but people can
No.
posting about this on the internet with it.
Let's everyone hashtag later. You know what I mean? Just like, ooh, I want to do one. Oh.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
I think the 5 is like one of these.
Like, yeah, it's 2 shots of Jim Beam, 1 can of Pabst, and a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a very special citywide. I feel like I also love that, and this is based on like I moved to Philly in my 30s or something like that. I had no idea what a citywide was until I got here, and so I think like that's one of those regional ideas that just doesn't exist elsewhere. And so maybe there are people watching tonight who have never heard of what a Philly citywide is, but it's a shot and a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah, well, I
Boilermakers here. That's what they're called.
Oh, they only have Boilermakers?
Yeah, which is it's not the same,
No,
and
it's
it's
not.
always more expensive.
Yeah.
So like the whole point of a citywide is that it's
I remember when the
less than
citywide was like just like a Philly special, and it was only a Bob and Barbara's, but it was still like the citywide special, and you're like, but you can only get it at Bob and Barbara's.
Yeah, not exactly citywide, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Those were the days.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the Portland equivalent would be, but I think it would just be like getting some artisanal kale, like with your liquor or something. I don't really know. It doesn't seem to be. There's a lot of breweries here, but it's not a huge drinking town. Like, but actually, let me correct myself. I'm not a huge drinker, so I can't speak to the drinking habits of Portland, Oregon.
We did Dan McClory saying that he got it in Connecticut.
Wow.
What?
I feel like that's got to be like a cheesesteak thing. Like if you get a cheesesteak in like Hartford, it's a steak and cheese sandwich, and it's like it's a whole thing. Like
Maybe we'll have Dan on sometime, and he can tell us about Connecticut and how exciting it is.
Yeah.
That's going to be his whole gimmick. We're going to talk to him just about Connecticut.
You laugh, but the head of the WWE is up there, so the headquarters for the WWE. So it's got to be exciting in some respect.
Well, before we head out, there's an NYC special.
Yeah.
The engagement in this show has been top-notch, friends.
You can always count on Tom Brennan to come in with like, here's why Philly's better than New York.
Nice.
But yeah, so if you want to, something going on, that you just want to do coming up, if you could do like if we were at a real dinner party, who would you have, or I just want to go for a walk later, or whatever it is.
Yeah, get your plugs and dreams in, Molly and Kristen.
Great.
Wow. What I wish I could do, I'll just go with my dream dinner party, which would be, I decided today, it would be Cher and Christine Baranski.
Oh.
And just because I was like, I thought about just doing Cher one-on-one because I feel like I would value that. But she and Christine Baranski already have a rapport, so I feel like it could only boost the experience. And
I'm gonna follow up. Mm-hmm. Who would you want to crash your dinner party?
Oh yeah. If not Kristen.
If not Kristen. I mean, it could be. But if you
could I do a posthumous response?
It's your dream dinner party. I mean,
Yeah. I the first thing that came to mind was Prince.
That would be right? Very interesting.
It would be one hell of a dinner party.
I don't know why. I think alive or dead. I think ghost or had he not passed away. Either option's fine with me.
It would be just as like weird, interesting if he were alive or dead.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm going with.
Nice. What's your dream dinner party?
Man. The answer to this question always changes. But I think I would love to have William Shakespeare at a dinner party.
Oh.
And then I probably would also want to have Toni Morrison at a dinner party. Yeah. And then maybe just something to shake it up. Who would I have crash my dinner party? The lead singer of Warrant.
Singer of such hits as Cherry Pie.
Oh my!
That's just off the top of the head.
So good.
Haven't really thought that one through, but I'm sure it would go over really well. It would be better than my last dinner party. And Prince came and tried to offload a bunch of size 12 flip flops. So it was.
It was on the chartered yacht. Is that accurate?
That's right.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Right. Nice.
Cool.
Well, Molly and Kristen, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, good to see you both.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Ryan, for having me on.
Yay.
Love you guys. Love you.
Mwah. Back to me and Neil.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna have you start washing the dishes here, Ryan.
Yeah. Hey, hello. I think that went really well. Do you think that went well? I think that went well.
I think that went well. I think that was a fun dinner party.
Yeah. Do you think people could tell that I didn't have a game prepared?
I don't know. They could respond in the chat of the platform of their choosing, or use hashtag #MyDinnerWithRyaneil on social media.
And just keep that going. Just do it randomly so that it just kind of stays towards the top. Don't. Right. I mean, flood it at first, but then when you think of it,
Exactly.
It's like when they tell you to say a little prayer.
Say it whenever you need to.
But do donate right now.
That's right. To Frigid. Thank
Frigid
you for New York,
who did such a great job letting us stay here. and of course Amanda. You know, Amanda, can you come out and take a bow? I mean, is that cool? Can we bring you out? Is that all right?
Yeah. Yay! Actual applause in an internet show. Love it. Thanks, Amanda.
She did a wonderful job, and especially considering we did not plan this very well.
No, which sounds just about right for a dinner party that you and I are going to throw. Is we'll overthink certain things and underthink the most important things. Hashtag my dinner with Ryaneil and an unprepared game. That Kelsey's killing the hashtag game here.
Yes, killing hashtag game. Fortunately, it's a little long, but I think if that's trending, it's trending. I'm not gonna who am I?
You know what else is long is our full show name, whatever we landed on actually calling it.
No, and I'm certainly not going to say it out loud.
No. It's somewhere around here.
But we encourage people to record videos of themselves trying to say it. Hashtag my dinner with Ryaneil. And
et cetera. Yeah.
I think it's going to go very well. So Neil, thank you for having dinner with me tonight. It was lovely.
Cheers. Thank you. And thanks again to everybody else for being here. Follow us on Facebook for more updates, or you may know Ryan or me in person, or maybe follow Frigid as well if you haven't already liked them. And see you again in a couple of weeks, and we'll have fun again.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.